नमो ओम विष्णुपदाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी नीति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पश्चात देशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्त बिंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे जय प्रभुपाद निताय कृष्ण देव भवन हम वंदे कृष्ण देव भवन हम वंदे मनमानस मधुकर अर्पय निज पद पंकज मकरंदे मन मानस मधुकर अर्पय निज पद पंकज मकरंदे कृष्ण देव भवन्तं वन्दे कृष्ण देव भवन्तं वन्दे यद्यपि समादिषु विधिरपि पश्यति न तव नखग्रमरीचिः यद्यपि समादिषु विधिरपि पश्यति न तव नखग्रमरीचिम् इदमिच्छामि निशम्मतवच्युत तदपि कृपातु तवीचिम् इदमिच्छामि निशम्मतवच्युत तदपि कृपातु तवीचिम् कृष्ण देव भवन्तं वन्दे कृष्ण देव भवन्तं वन्दे भक्तिरुदञ्चति यद्यपि माधव न तयि मम तिलमात्रिः भक्तिरुदञ्चति यद्यपि माधव न तयि मम तिलमात्रिः परमेश्वरता तदपि तवादिक दुर्घट घटन विधात्री परमेश्वरता तदपि तवादिक दुर्घट घटन विधात्री कृष्ण देव भवन्तं वन्दे कृष्ण देव भवन्तं वन्दे मनमानस मधुकर अर्पय निज पद पंकज मकरंदे मन मानस मधुकर अर्पय निज पद पंकज मकरंदे कृष्ण देव भवन्तं वन्दे कृष्ण देव भवन्तं वन्दे अयम् अविलोलता यद् सनातन कलितद्रुतरसभारम् अयम् अविलोलता यद् सनातन कलितद्रुतरसभारम् निवसत नित्यम् इहामृति निन्दिनी बिन्दन मधुरिमाशारम् निवसत नित्यम् इहामृति निन्दिनी बिन्दन मधुरिमाशारम् कृष्ण देव भवन्तं वन्दे कृष्णदेव भगवन्तं वन्दे मनमानसमधुकरयार्पय निजपद पङ्कजमकरन्दे मन मानसमधुकरयार्पय निजपद पङ्कजमकरन्दे कृष्णदेव भगवन्तं वन्दे कृष्णदेव भगवन्तं वन्दे मनमानस मधुकर अर्पय निज पद पंकज मकरन्दे मन मानस मधुकर अर्पय निज पद पंकज मकरन्दे कृष्ण देव भवन्तं वन्दे कृष्ण देव भवन्तं वन्दे कृष्ण हे 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 हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे कृष्णा हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे निताय गौर हरि बोल हरि बोल निताय गौर हरि बोल निताय गौर हरि बोल हरि बोल निताय गौर हरि बोल जय जय प्रभुपाद प्रभुपाद जय जय प्रभुपाद जय जय प्रभुपाद जय जय गुरुदेव जय जय गुरुदेव जय जय गुरुदेव जय जय गुरुदेव गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि जय विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य अष्टतर शतसी सीमात शिल अभय चरण अरविंद भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी जगत गुरु शिल प्रभुपाद की जय अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय नमाचार्य शिलदास ठाकुर की जय प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासदि गौर भक्त वृंद की जय श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपीनाथ श्यामकुंड राधा की जय वृंदावन मथुरा धाम की जय मायापुर नवदीप धाम की जय वेनसडे जूम भक्त वृंद की जय निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल All glories to the assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories to the assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories to the assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories to Sisi Guru and Gauranga. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Salakaya Chakshurunmilitam Jena Tasmai Sri Guruve Namah. Sri Chaitanya Manovistam Stapitam Jena Bhutale Shayam Rupa Kadam Hayam Dadati Padantikam Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Juta Padakamalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathan Tam Sajivam Sadaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Sri Vishakha Nitangsha Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Samini Tinam Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Vishesha Sunnavadi Pashyata Deshatarine Vancha Kalpataruvesya Kripa Sindhu Vacha Patitanam Pavanebho Vaishnavebho Namo Namo Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Binda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna, dear devotees, Prabhus and mothers. I hear some echo. Okay, stop. Thank you for coming, joining this beautiful session today. This is just a little preparation how to observe recording in progress. How to observe this beautiful great festival every year we do, the appearance day of Lord Krishna and his best devotee, Srila Prabhupada. So I would like to hear from one or two devotees, or I mean, I don't know how many, at least can say something about Srila Prabhupada, little gratitude. Because from my own experience, gratitude is a divine virtue that is so important that other divine virtues could not exist without it. And you all know that we are doing sadhana. Sadhana means reforming, building our devotional attitude, our service attitude, our character, spiritual character. That's all it is. All these rules, regulation has only one purpose: to serve Krishna with love or in love. So gratitude has a big deal in it, because spirituality grows like a seed within our heart. Goodness of our lifestyle, the devotee's lifestyle, it protects that seed. That's why we have this rules regulation. So our spiritual practice of chanting Krishna's name, reading Bhagavatam or Krishna book, doing service for Krishna and his devotees, they waters that seed. So, but gratitude is what makes the ground fertile. I'm sure you heard me say that before because this is so important. So that all these other virtues will actually have its maximum effect. If you ever wonder, you're practicing for a while, but you don't see substantial effect in your consciousness, then start writing gratitude every day morning. Why you are grateful to Srila Prabhupada or Krishna? Why? 1, 2, 10. You can write as many. Do it for a month or year, and then it will become a habit, and then you can just talk to yourself. Because a fertile soil allows the seed to have deep roots and grow very strong. For that, grateful heart is essential. So gratitude is to see beyond the immediate circumstances that comes upon us, but to actually seek the essence of that situation, which is real wisdom. We need to see every situation as a beautiful opportunity to grow if we are to be grateful. All the dualities in life, Prabhus and mothers, success or failure, I'm sure you all are probably more aware than myself. Honor, dishonor are all opportunity to learn something, to become better and grow. Ultimately, in every situation, there is an opportunity to take shelter of the higher power of Krishna. And in doing so, we find that life has inconceivable treasure in every moment. I mean, this is not just a philosophy, it's practical reality. I hope you all experiencing that. Therefore, to seek the essence means to look for the hand of Krishna, hand of God in every situation. This is the spiritual definition of success. If we simply lament, like inside the airplane, early days when Prabhupada used to fly, they didn't have they didn't have a airplane non-smoking. It was mixed both. One section is smoking, one section. So Prabhupada was sitting in the front, but people, some guys were smoking. So his secretary went and told them, but that person doesn't care. Then servant got angry, and Prabhupada said, that's not good. Why are you becoming angry? He said, he's smoking. He should have a respect for you. Prabhupada said, if you don't learn how to tolerate, then if we keep complaining like ordinary people, then what is the difference? What is the lessons we learn? This world is not a place for soul to be, first of all. Some or other we have come. But we must learn how to tolerate and get out. Now, if we don't tolerate, we act like others. What's the difference of practicing bhakti yoga? So the story of the greatest success in life often involves a person who hits rock bottom only to discover something so beautiful and precious that if they did not go through, it would have been lived just like a mediocre spiritual life and not have accomplished much within. So if any of us, if you know any devotee going through, encourage that devotee to keep on practicing. Krishna is observing, supervising each devotee's situation very delicately. And he will guide from within. He will take us back home, provided we seek his shelter. We really hold on to his shelter. So anybody would like to say something, few words, grateful attitude to Srila Prabhupada or Krishna? Anyone? I'm sure you all are grateful. But why? Maybe.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Mother Gauranga.
Well, what immediately comes to mind is because I have such like an attachment to, enlightenment, seeing reality as it is. I'm so very grateful for the devotees, yourself is an example of those who gift that to me. That's one of the top things I am grateful for, which comes as a result of Srila Prabhupada's teachings and as a result of his compassion for people like me who had no clue at all about Krishna or her identity, and the fact that an eternal loving relationship that fulfills the heart is even possible.
Very good. Thank you. That was very nice. Anyone else? Anyone else would like to? Mother Sevika Devi
Hare
from New York.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
I am driving, so it may be a little fuzzy right now. But I want to say that I am very thankful for Srila Prabhupada for coming to America and bringing the movement, the Hare Krishna movement, and sharing it with, America and then the rest of the world. And if he didn't do that, then, I wouldn't have known about Krishna and be in Krishna consciousness. So I'm extremely thankful. In fact, I think about this all the time, like how fortunate we are to just know him, because my uncle, when I was, I was born in Trinidad in the Caribbean, and my uncle came to America and he met Prabhupada and got initiated. And he brought the books back to my country and then gave it to my grandmother, so his mother, and she made us all into devotees. And I think that's really, really special.
Wonderful.
Yeah, and now, we're on our path back to Krishna. So thanks to Guru and Srila Prabhupada.
Wonderful. Thank you, Mother Sevika. That's very nice.
Thank you.
Yeah, more we are grateful, more we are actually advancing. Subtle body is changing. Mother Ishwari Radha from South Florida.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, Dandavat Pranam, Jai Shri Prabhupada. Thank you so much for this opportunity. Like you said, we should always have a grateful heart. And I always thank Srila Prabhupada every single morning. We were born in India and we had no idea that Krishna is the Supreme Personality Godhead. This is crazy, right? And now that I'm practicing, I'm seeing how it has changed my consciousness. At first, it was just like, respect everybody, do your arti and all that kind of stuff. Kind of like just ritualistic and that's it. But then Prabhupada showed that this is a way of life. This is Varna Ashrama Dharma. You should practice this so that you can come back to the spiritual world. You have to be qualified. So I said, oh, Krishna, thank you so much for all the wonderful devotees who are always guiding me, such as yourself, Prabhu. Thank you so much.
Thank you. That was very nice practical experience you had. Wonderful. Thank you. Anybody else? So, okay, I don't see anyone. Today we thought of, I read Ananda Vrindavan Champu of Kavi Karnapur talks about beautiful pastimes of Krishna's appearance, but it so details the weather, the atmosphere, the people in Mother Yashoda's room and outside, and Krishna's beauty is like unsurpassed. So beautiful explanation. Hopefully we can touch that, but I put some questions already, so I would just address to that also some. That how can we understand Krishna has always been and has no origin? Generally, there is a causation philosophy in the university, I think all over the world, not only in the West. The causation philosophy says that there should be cause of everything, for everything. There must be cause. You know, two people meet, they fell in love, there is a child. You don't see piles of bricks all of a sudden become palace. No, you see people behind it, architect, engineer, you know, the labor. So, but interesting thing, it says that you have to search out the original cause of everything. And in that causation philosophy, when you come to conclude the original cause, you will come to this conclusion what Brahmaji has given. Ishvara Parama Krishna Satchidananda Vigraha. Anadir Adi Govinda Sarvakarana Karana. That's why Krishna says you need a guru, teacher, who is heavy with scripture knowledge of eternity. Theism, the word theism means accept Veda as authority. If not accepted Veda, then you are atheist. Or you can say there are many religions in this world like Buddhism, Jainism. I mean, we don't have to mention all the names. They are all actually not even theism. They are just atheism, their philosophy. So system of causation also has a cause, and everything must have beginning. So Krishna is the causeless of all cause. And that, if you accept, then you try to see intention, purpose of causeless cause, God, Krishna. What we experience in this material world, three things mostly: time, matter, whether subtle or gross, and space. Everything is by these three. But Krishna claims he is transcendental, beyond the nature, beyond the time, beyond the matter. So there has to be some submission to that regards in order to grasp it. Now, because Janmashtami is coming, and we are every day after Mangalarti or during the day also, we are hearing about Krishna or reading about Krishna. We are trying to connect with Sri Krishna. I noticed why we are interested in Krishna. Ask that question to yourself. Why? Because Krishna is not an ordinary person. Come on, let's talk very frankly. Krishna is not an ordinary person. He's a supreme personality of Godhead. He is all transcendental being, beyond this nature. And when we know him and we come in contact with him, we also experience that we are transcendental. We are spiritual beings just like him. So it is so wonderful that more we know about Krishna, more we become purified. Now, there are two types of people knows Krishna. No, two types of people are aware of Krishna. one who knows Krishna, one who knows about Krishna. So try to get above the about Krishna to knowing Krishna. Just like I gave that example before, like a child has a sickness, a mother doesn't know what happened with the child, so she takes to the doctor. The doctor checks his pulse and, tongue, wherever the doctor checks with his stethoscopes. Now doctor tell the mother, okay, he has this symptom, this is the disease he has, and I have some medicine to get cured. So then question is, who knows the child? Is a doctor knows the child or mother knows the child?
Mother.
Mother.
Thank you. Mother knows the child. Then what? You think doctor doesn't know anything? Doctor knows about the child. The symptom of sickness, mother is not aware, but doctor knows. But doctor doesn't know the child. That is correct. Good answer, mothers. Doctor knows, mother knows the child, but in her knowing, maybe she was facing this sickness because she knows the child well and she knows the child will be happy if the disease is gone. So she came to doctor. Now, doctor knowing the child doesn't mean he knows the child. He knows about the child's sickness. That's all. So, lot of soul, when they join, they know about Krishna. But we need to shift our focus little more intense. We need to know Krishna, not about Krishna only. That is important. Now, very interestingly, in 4th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, if you know me, guess what? Your material bondage will be cut off. Not that you will die, you will stay in this body, but you have really no connection with the material nature. Just like Prabhupada. Prabhupada said in a morning walk one time, he said, what's the difference between you and me? He said, I will not fall down. So he was in this material world, amongst us, within us, but he was in that level of reality. So this is, we should focus. Let's make this Janmashtami the best Janmashtami in your life. How you can know Krishna, not about Krishna only, little more. Just go little extra mile, do little harder, like study or hear more. Now, there are many questions I made. I'm not going to answer all because it will take forever. I mean, not forever, but quite a bit of a long time. We should be conscious that Krishna is conscious of us. This is very important. That we should be conscious. We express love for a person by being mindful of that person. By being conscious of that person as we go about our various duties in life. Okay, you're drinking water, you are conscious. Krishna is the taste of water. Then you are cooking, okay, I'm going to offer this to Krishna. If you really look, you go to work, you are aware, okay, I'm working to pay Krishna's family expenses. In that family, Krishna's family, those servant and maid servant came as my wife, husband, children, like this. You identify as a Krishna's family. And you are aware that you're serving, you are earning money for Krishna's family. When you are aware like this, your love rises to higher level. When you come to know that actually Krishna will reciprocate now. If you are very alert and very subtle way observe your life, how you are offering, how you are conscious about Krishna, you will see the reciprocation. you will come to a conclusion that Krishna is also conscious of us. Same applies to our love for Krishna, to being conscious of him always, or at least as much as possible. We express our love for him. However, the world with all its temptation, tribulations, constantly intrudes and competes, I would say, for our attention, isn't it? This message, this text, this email, this person calling, or whatever. It's like they need some attention. Struggling amidst all such worldly destruction, to stay conscious of Krishna can be tiring and disheartening. It's a fact. We can energize and hearten ourselves by contemplating how Krishna always reciprocates our love. No matter how faltering or feeble it may be, we may fail to be conscious of him, but he, Krishna, never fails to be conscious of us. I'm seriously, mothers and Prabhus, I'm not trying to inspire you only. It's a fact. Krishna revealed this in Bhagavad Gita. You look at it in 13.23. Krishna says, Upadrashta Anumanta, Upadrashta, I am watching that you are watching through the Zoom. He didn't mention the Zoom, but that's the line you can draw, that he's observing our activity. He's observing our everything, what we are thinking, what we are doing. So he's aware that we are discussing about him through the Zoom. Literally, you relate. Krishna is present in our heart. Why? Why he need to be present in our heart? He said he is in the every atom. Is not enough. Heart is also part of the atom. Because I mentioned this before, I'm going to mention this million times. Krishna, again he mentioned, I am in the heart. And guess what? He repeated again in Bhagavad Gita, 15:15, 18:61. He repeats, I am in your heart. Be aware, I am in your heart. Why is saying this? Because he lovingly observes us from the vantage point. The thought that Krishna observes everything, even our slips, falls in our moral standard, can be unnerving, even frightening, but it does not have to be. Krishna is present in our heart, not to judge us. Please see that. Krishna is not in our heart to judge us, but to help us. He can help us by protecting us. But one thing we have to do in order to see that, we have to pray to him. Chant his name, that's also prayers. You literally pray to him. Whatever struggle you go through. I mentioned that, Janmashtami, that I saw Pishima a few times. We carried her from Long Building to Prabhupada's sister. And she's always folded hand, like praying. I always thought of asking, but I was a teenager, small boy. I always thought, like, I wish I could ask. Why didn't I ask all these times? But it's like, feel like to ask what she's praying and why she's praying so much. She's not struggling, looks like, but she's praying. It's a habit. Prabhupada trained her. So, protecting us most of all from ourselves. Protecting from ourselves? From what? How can you protect yourself? Krishna has to protect yourself from yourself. Because from succumbing to our lower self, I don't want to do anything, let me go to sleep. Yeah, we can hear a lecture while we are resting. No, I don't want to do anything. This is called lower nature, higher nature. 3.42, last verse on 3rd chapter Bhagavad Gita. Evam buddhe param buddha. If you look at the original translation, Prabhupada, I remember, he says, one should control the lower self by the higher self. And I was like contemplating for years. It's like, what? We have two self? There's two Pran Govinda, there's a higher Pran Govinda, there's a lower Pran Govinda Das. Yes, Krishna says you have to control, you have a two self, you have a lower nature and a higher nature. So awareness that Krishna is watching and waiting to help us, if we just call out his help, can not only give us greater impetus to persevere in our struggle, but it can also give us ability to access his strength and win the war for our heart. Win the war for his sake, for the sake of our own eternal well-being. I mentioned this before, I hope you remember. Krishna is not going to remove your struggle. Krishna will hold your hand and walk through the struggle. And if you want to know details, 18.58, you read and try to understand. It's very clear because it is required. Whatever the mess we are in the material world, Krishna will help us to come, but Krishna wants you to walk through because you are the cause of that. And you literally have to choose, no, I don't want this. No, okay, I'll take this, I'll use this. Whatever the thought is coming, we don't have a control on the thought, but we have a choice to focus, which thought will focus. As I mentioned, there are many questions, but some question is, why is the two-armed form of Krishna considered the highest? And I found some very few, I'll just share it very quickly. If you are Rashika, Rashik Bhakta, then you will see two-hand form of God is more of a sweet reciprocation. That's why two-hand form are more attractive. You know, Narad Muni was asking Mother Mitra Binda that Krishna literally took you from your father's house and in front of all the Kshatriyas and all the against battalion. What do you remember? She said, I remember only he was embraced whole time from South India to Dwarka. I don't know exactly how many thousands of kilometers or miles. But she remembers that Krishna held her with two hands, the whole ride. So then Narad Muni asked the question, wait, but Krishna did attack those soldiers who attacked, didn't want Mitravinda to be kidnapped by Krishna. So how is this? Oh, Krishna also pulled out other hands and he killed the enemy. Mother Mitravinda never even saw it. So two hand has a very affection, a very sweet aspect. You know, I mean, Krishna can have unlimited hands and he does, but two hands, even, you know, in Bhagavad Gita, how Arjuna got not comfortable. When Krishna, the universal form took the form of four-handed form. Because four-handed form is a concept of God, opulence, all majesty. You bow down, you don't give a hug. Like when Krishna came, Yudhishthira Maharaj has this. He has a awe and reverence, he is also servitor, and he is also a kind of few relationship he has. So he immediately gave a hug out of affection to Krishna. And later on, when Krishna was resting in the guest house, Yudhishthira Maharaj came. And then Yudhishthira Maharaj started crying. And the others are asking, why are you crying? He said, I didn't worship. When Krishna came, I didn't wash his lotus feet. I didn't do arati. Instead, I gave him a hug and started crying. What is this? I forgot. He's actually God. I'm so horrible. I'm so miserable. I forgot to worship. I'm laughing because it's very funny that because Krishna accepts both. It's okay. He can feel regret. It's nothing wrong. That's normal, natural. So develop a attitude next few days. How are you going to welcome on Friday when Krishna appears in the middle of the night? It's very exciting, isn't it? Many other places I found Prabhupada also gave a comment on Mother Rukmini when she fainted out of fear that Krishna may leave her. Krishna never leaves her, but Krishna jokes. Be prepared, mothers and Prabhus. Krishna will joke. He's a most hilarious humor joker, Krishna. He's going to test all of us. Be prepared with the philosophy. He's going to test. Why you want me? You can have whatever you want. Okay, I want to go back home, back to God. Krishna said, go ahead. Spiritual world I made for you. You can be there, but I'm not there. Oh, but I want you. Oh, then it's different. So you have to be very precise. Whether you want to go back home, back to Godhead, or you want to just be with God, or you want to be with. But what is Mahaprabhu said to? What is Prabhupada gives idea? If you really think very precise, that Prabhupada give a very clear that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu talked about, I'm sure you all are familiar with that verse. Prabhupada quote this verse many times. Aradha Bhagavan Brajesha Tanaya Tadhama Vrindavanam Ramma Kachidupasana Brajabadhu Bhargenaya Kalpita Srimad Bhagavatam Pramanam Amalam Prema Pumartha Mahan Sri Chaitanya Mahatamidam Tatra Dharayana Paraha. Prabhupada so much in love with that verse. Sometimes he says, Lord Chaitanya spoke this verse. And then another time he said, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur spoke this verse. Anyway, the main point is, this verse was spoken by Prabhupada many times. We are very precise, very concise about our ultimate goal. 4 things, Prabhus and mothers, write it down. You can find that verse in everywhere in Vedapes or even in Google's. Aradha Bhagavan Brajeshatan. The goal is pure love for Krishna or pure love of Krishna. The second point is, what is the object of that love? Sri Krishna, who reside in Vrindavan as Radharani's beloved. Very particular. Third, the shining example of that love that we are looking for is displayed by the gopis. So whose love are you looking for? Coward boys, the Brahmanas, the Brajabashis? No, the gopis. Very precise. This you can pull out from that sloka. Oh, Prabhupada is talking that love that we want to develop like the Braja gopis. Prabhupada didn't say somebody else, or the verse doesn't say either. And number 4 is, how do you know all the truth? How do you develop Srimad Bhagavatam? You have to listen Srimad Bhagavatam. It's the Pramanam Amalam. It is the proof that that love conquer Krishna. And he will be forever with you. And this is so precise. So this verse actually very important to us. We should be very specific. How can Krishna have a mother and father? Is it required to have a mother and father? How can he be born if he is the origin of all things? Well, 4.6 Bhagavad Gita, you can look at. There clearly it says that he is Aja. Aja opishan abhyatma bhutanam ishvara opishan. Prakritim sam adhisthaya sambhavami atma mayaya. Chapter 4 Bhagavad Gita generally gives explanation why God appears, why what is the 2 main purposes he does. Actually it's 3, but we look at 2, each one has 3. 2 means internal and external. He comes for himself. Krishna doesn't come only for us. He also has his own personal nourishment. So for himself, that he came, just like Lord Chaitanya came for 3 purposes. About the glories of Radharani's love, And what about the sweetness within him that she relishes? Can you imagine? You have a possession, you are not aware how great it is. So Krishna is also like that. He's crazy for himself. And then what the ecstasy Radharani feels after tasting the sweetness that coming from him. So it's very, very particular. These are for himself. For others, paritranaya sadhunam, vinashaya cha dushkitam, dharma samsthapanartaya. So he established what dharma? Not religion, what we know in this world. Dharma, when we talk about Krishna comes to establish dharma, principle on these three, please always remember, it's called Nitya Dharma, not Naimittik Dharma, not Anitya Dharma. The whole world is filled with religion, but all are material religion. Krishna consciousness is not religion in that sense. Just like in China, they don't allow any religion to practice. They don't like any preacher from any religion. But Hare Krishnas are growing like anything. You can look at in YouTube, 40,000 in one Midland China. Had a big festival of dancing, chanting, singing, prasadam. It's like, why? Because they're bhakti yogi. So this is a yoga. And it is a yoga. Because Krishna in Bhagavad Gita, what did he talk about? It's all about yoga. Every chapter is a yoga. And Prabhupada even write in the purport, we are bhakti yogis. Ah, okay. So we are yogis, not like we are trying to pretend something to the Chinese government. Now they know, they also come take prasada, they spy. Some devotee tells me, they spy. It's not like everything going smooth. They spy, but they find it's a joyful. So they say, yeah, it should grow. And Prabhupada said, when Chinese takes it, it will be the lasting one. Means you can come back. Hopefully you don't come back. But if you see it from Golok Vrindavan after 1,000 years, you'll still see China is growing. Prabhupada said that will be lasting one. Means they will hold on to it for thousands of years, which is very exciting. So back to this, Krishna says, yes, I am unborn. But to reciprocate to those soul who wants to reciprocate, just like for an example, if you think of Ratnamala, she was in the court of Bali Maharaj when Bamandev came. Bamandev was so attractive. He was attracting the heart of all those ladies. But one lady named Ratnamala, she came forward. Said, I wish I would have a child like this. I would be eternally happy. And Bamandev winked. Yes, you can have a child. I'll become your child. So like that, his reciprocate. It's not that God needs a mother or father. No, but he reciprocates. Because he's so attractive when he comes as a child, young. It's unbelievable attractive. It's not an attraction of eye object. You know, you see something through the eye. You think like, okay. But object of our eye does not. Like there was a two teenager Gurukulis here. Other day I was talking as I was getting out of the temple. And they said, if Krishna would give the sense gratification forever, all our problem would be over, right, Prabhu? I said, no, that's a wrong conclusion. He said, why? I said, because satisfaction of the body, it doesn't satisfy the soul ultimately. It gives you some comfort feeling. When you are hungry, food is good. But after hunger gone, you still cannot say that you are completely satisfied. You still want to do something. You're still looking for something. Why? Because internally, the soul is not satisfied. Who you are in a true sense, in an essential principle, you are the soul. Soul will never be satisfied with the mental food, concoction, speculation. These are mental food, speculation, you know, dry argument. That's what mind does. But mental food and physical food is necessary as long as we are in the material world. But it does not satisfy the soul. So therefore, Krishna can give you unlimited sense gratification, but you will be frustrated. You will go on frustrated life after life. The soul is complete in connection with Krishna. So that has to be awakened or revived or re-established, you can say. So Krishna reciprocate. That's why he needs father, mother. Now, you may say, why Krishna has to take birth? He can just pop out of wall or a pillar, or, I mean, he did. Nishingadev came, from Brahma's nose, Barahadev popped a little muscle, all of a sudden became bigger than the whole universe or something, whole material planet, earthly planet. So like that, yes, he can come out, but only reason, no, I could not say only reason. I would say main reason what I heard from Sanatana Goswami Pad's book many years back, decades back, I studied. And I remember Vaishashik Prabhu actually came to Alachua. He was not so well known that time, maybe 12 years, 14 years back. I mean, he was well known, but not as much now. Now everybody loves him. I love him too. But at that time, I remember he was staying here in the guest house and I was doing the Bhagavatam next door. And I'll never forget. He was so humble, always so humble. He said, hey, Sadhu, you can teach me how to study Bhagavatam. And I had no idea about him so much, but I found out, and then we had a nice talk. So it's wonderful how he is inspiring. So similar way, I remember we those days I was studying all this commentary, and I'm glad I did that one time by the mercy of Bhadra Prabhu. He was pressuring me to read those commentaries, and Sanatana Goswami Pad writes, Vatsulya Rasa, parental mellow, can never be completely released without the birth of a child. So in order to completely give the nourishment to Devaki, Vasudev, Nanda Jashoda, or Drona Dara, Sutapa, Prishnigarbha, all these names, Kashyapa, Aditi, different mother, Sachi, Mata, Jagannath Mishra, their ultimate nourishment, they will never get completely unless Krishna comes as a child. Not only child, Krishna comes with the feeling of pregnancy. Kamsa was also Krishna conscious. Devaki, Mother Devaki was Krishna conscious. But when the 8th child actually came, Devaki's behavior was striking to Kamsa. Kamsa said, what is this? Devaki, you're not even afraid of me. I'm here. Hello. But Devaki is in her own world. Why? Because Supreme Lord finally came in her womb. Actually, Krishna is always in the heart, but the womb is like expression, shows like she's pregnant. So she was drawing beautiful because she was arrested by Kamsa. So her and Vasudev. So she used to draw on a wall every day. She's going to make a nice doll, toy for her baby. She's in her own world and she's laughing. She's crying for the baby. She's on her, and Kamsa is talking, but it's like a two different person in two different worlds. Kamsa got scared. He said, what is this? Something possessed her. She's not afraid of me. This is nice. We should understand that once we get rid of the 6th enemy, the mercy of Guru comes as the 7th manifestation in the heart. And then by the mercy of Guru, Krishna appear in our heart. That time, you will be in the world, but you will be like in your own world. This world cannot touch you. This world cannot touch you. Even Prabhupada's sister, Bhavatarini, Mother Bhavatarini, Pishima's husband, he was at one point, he was a very bad personality, but because of her devotion to Krishna, became so enlivened that he apologized to his wife. He said, I can't believe you are like an angel sent by God. in my life. I was horrible. You think the womanizer, drunkard only in the West? Oh, that's also in Bengal. I mean, I'm talking about Prabhupada's sister's husband was like that. And she mentioned that to Prabhupada, that he apologized, he cried, and he fell sick, and then he passed away. But she was not complaining. She knew all these things he was doing, but she was so much absorbed in Krishna and trying to also take care of the husband with Krishna Prasad, with Krishna talks. She did not deviate. She was strict to this. And at the end, journey was so smooth, so nice. It was wonderful. But in the beginning, it was tough. So like this, in our life, whatever we go through, yes, it is. I'm not saying it is easy. Tolerate. What do you mean tolerate? What does tolerance means? Go to Krishna. Tolerance means focus on Krishna. Tolerance doesn't mean, yeah, I'm tolerating. Haribol Pran Govinda Prabhu. Yeah, I'm tolerating. That's not what I meant. Tolerance means you pray to Krishna. Try to connect with Krishna. That's what tolerance boils down to me, what I understand. We discussed about does Krishna marry Radha. We talked about it the other day. Yes and no. I am not going to go in a long discussion. Both. Yes, he married Radharani and he does not marry. Never. The highest realm is doesn't marry. Parakya bhaveja bharjete parcha. Then something maybe, is Radharani stronger than Krishna? Yes and no. Both answer. We also discussed that other day. What was the other question we made? Is Krishna personally, what is the question? Is Krishna personally aware of the existence, thoughts, and action of each individual soul? I like that. That question is nice. It was actually asked by a Gurukuli mother. She's a mother of 5 children, Mother Ashalata. Yes. And I'm going to, if I recall what answer I gave, that Krishna is one soul in all living entity. Not that he divided into millions, zillions. No. Krishna is always non-dual. He never becomes two. It's only always one. Even Krishna manifests as Balaram actually still is one. The origin, supreme ontological truth is never separated or divided, but it appears like they have a many unlimited form. Yes, that is also true. So never affected like us. When Krishna or experiencing, when we experience, we are affected. But it's not exactly like this. Krishna sees, Krishna knows. Just like your eyes may be closed, and if somebody put a roses next to your eyes, nose, will you be able to detect? Oh yeah, this is roses. Yeah. So Krishna gave that example also in Bhagavad Gita, that by the explanation of your prayers, Krishna is aware what you're going through. He doesn't have to experience like you, but he knows what you're going through. God knowing means experiencing. As Paramatma, he is, but he remains impartial. That means he's aware of everything, but at the same time, he's only thinking of Srimati Radharani also. This is the most unique. Prabhupada, when, what is that Maharaj's name? Akshayananda Maharaj. Akshayananda Maharaj asked Prabhupada, why did you give this name in Delhi temple called Radha Partha Sarathi? Never heard in Gaudiya tradition, hear this name. Radha Londoneshwari. Radha Londoneshwari. The goddess of London. These are Prabhupada's special contribution. Is a big special attribute in the Gaudiya tradition. But Akshananda Maharaj's question was serious. He said, Prabhupada, why did you give, it's Arjuna and Krishna in the battlefield. Is Radharani has anything to do with this? The way he asked, and Prabhupada said, immediately, didn't even wait for a moment. Prabhupada turned to him. He says, you think Krishna even for a moment forget Radharani? And he's like, oh, said, yes, that's not possible. He's always absorbed in thinking of her. Oh, so I found a sloka. Radha chinta nimeshana jasya kanti vilopita. That's why you see Krishna's form sometimes white. It's not like a white marble from Jaipur. Don't take in a material way. Because he's so absorbed to Radha, he takes the form of Radha, golden color. Jasya kanti vilopita. That verse is there. So like that, yes. But at the same time, all of us should remember two things. Sarvagata, Mugdata. Sarvagata means Krishna, Mugdata means he is completely absorbed, thinking of his mother, his coward boys, every devotee he remembers. He is unlimited. He is inconceivable potency he has, that he can think of each devotee completely. At the same time, not forgetting if you are praying in America. Because he's Sarvagata also. He's Mugdata and Sarvagata simultaneously. He is 100% given with Radharani. He's dancing in Raslila. And one person in New Orleans praying to Krishna. Krishna, I'm going through tough time. Please, Prabhu, help. It's not that he's busy with Radharani and the coward boys. He's also listening. That's why he is inconceivable potency. Achinta guna sampunna. Krishna means three things you must accept, Jiva Goswami Pad says. Otherwise, you will not be able to understand Krishna as it is. Krishna is by himself, of himself, for himself. He doesn't depend on anybody. He's 100% independent. And independent highest character is that he is subordinate to his devotees' love. He eternally chooses that. Chaitanya Charitamrita emphasized that. Yes, Nityananda Prabhu said this about Lord Chaitanya. Jaddapi Ishwar tumi parama satantra. Yes, as far as supremacy goes, you are above everyone. Nityananda Prabhu himself is God, but he is proclaiming that God Krishna is eternally independent. But then second line he says, Tathapi Shabhave ho prema paratantra. But you have a nature that you always put yourself under the love, not under the devotee. There's a specific, this is just my way of looking, that's why I'm stressing. Please don't take any offensive way. Because sometimes I scrutinize. The verse did not say he comes under the devotees. No, he said Krishna subordinated himself under the love of devotee. Under the love, that means the love is so powerful. And because the devotee has a rightful ownership to possess that love eternally, Krishna always remains under that love. It's so wonderful. Okay. Someone says, I just got a text, that it appears sometimes that Krishna's devotee suffers because of their relationship with Krishna, specifically separation, how to understand. This is a big topic, but I'll see. Yes, it's extremely difficult to understand this Sevananda, the happiness in service. You know, it's very funny, I tell you. Eternally, Krishna is the flute player, and eternally, Radharani is the supreme embodiment of separation, more than Krishna. That's why Krishna hanker to release. So there is a little, Garga Sangita keeps a little wonderful story. One time, Krishna could not tolerate the separation. And he told Radharani, can you teach me the separation is so intense. I don't know how you experience this, like unbelievable. So sure, you have to teach me how to play the flute. Okay, let's teach each other. It's just fun, like so. So Radharani, Krishna says, okay, let me go first. Said, okay. So then Radharani says, okay, I'm going to tell you that I'll call you, but don't answer. And I'll keep calling you, don't answer. Then what happened? So she called, Krishna. Krishna said, yeah. Said, no, you're not supposed to answer. You're supposed to hide and see the experience, what happened. Said, okay, I'll try. So Krishna called again. Sorry, Radharani calls. Krishna. Krishna's thinking, okay, I'm not going to answer. And then she started crying. Krishna. Krishna said, I'm here. You blow it. It didn't work. You have to really resist yourself, not just, he said, it's difficult. I can't wait and, I don't want to see you cry. He says, so how are you going to learn this separation experience if you cannot? So it's like an ongoing battle eternally they're learning and teaching each other. It's a very tasty, but materially it doesn't sound like tasty because we think in this world, separation is like a struggle, suffering. Yeah, at the bodily level, yes. In mental level, even worse. But at soul level, it's actually, please write it down in your heart, that we have innate nature of vipralambha. Feeling separation from Krishna is eternally in each soul. It is our nourishment. You cannot separate that. Don't put a logic. Like when Hridayananda Maharaj asked Prabhupada, how can I learn Radha Krishna's pastime? Prabhupada says, you should learn how to sing these 6 Goswami-astakam. So 6 Goswami-astakam, Krishna Kirtana Gana Nartana Paro. Very nice. Then Prabhupada says that each Goswami, they also establish temple. But during the day, what they do? He Radhe Brajadevike Chalalite, He Nanda Sunakuto. Why they are crying and looking for? You could have been there. Hey, Rupa Goswami Pad, why are you crying? Where are you, Krishna? He's in Radha Govinda temple. You establish. Don't put that logic. It doesn't work that way. Because separation is innate nature of the soul. And that tears, that cry in separation is actually soothing balm. It gives us such an ecstasy feeling that nothing can replace this. Nothing. So I'm also looking at the time. I would request some of you can read in next few days Chaitanya Charitamrita chapter 4. Why Supreme Lord Krishna comes. He could have sent any incarnation to establish Harinam and others, but there he gives a beautiful explanation. In Golok Vrindavan, Krishna cry for us. Chirakal nahi kori prema bhakti dan, bhakti vina jagate nahi avasthan. Krishna says, for a long time, I have not bestowed unalloyed loving service to me upon the inhabitant of the Lord. Without such loving attachment, the existence of material world is useless. It's very interesting. And if you look at those, at least 5 verses, you will get the quality why Krishna originally came. Because this Braja Prem cannot be given by anybody else. Nobody can give Braja Prem. Only Krishna has a, how do you say, exclusive right. Amabina, he said directly. If you look at the verse, Amabina in Adilya chapter 3, this verse says, Amabina annanare braja premodite. Without me, no one can give. So it's very nice. So maybe I'll answer at least one question or two questions. I'm looking at the time ticking. Why Krishna is blue? Why not red, yellow, or any other color? Why is it that absolute truth has a bluish complexion? Well, I have found some, by the mercy of the Prabhupada, some Goswamis, they explain that it would be, I would say it is one of the questions that it will reappear in your consciousness, specifically requesting scriptural reference. The first was expressed already in the above cited, that there is the final reference. The 1975 Srila Prabhupada offers the exact same explanation as you will find in the previous. That reason behind Krishna's having bluish complexion is extremely beautiful, given in Bhakti Ratna Prakash by Raghav Goswami, Raghav Pandit, wherein it says, Atha Kaishchit Uktam. Some sound is coming from somewhere. Okay. Atha Kaishchit Uktam Jadi Shaprakash Lila Rasa Maya Paramatma Sarupa Tasmin Katham Shema. There it is mentioned by Raghav Pandit. Shema Vartamana Sarvatra Prasiddham Jatha Sruto Rupam Na Veddam Na Cha Binduta Iti Adi Tadva. Means, I'll translate what I understood from that verse. The form of the Supreme Personality of Godhead manifest only by his own wish, which is made of sweetness of transcendental pastimes, is famous everywhere for his dark complexion. Shema Shringara Rati. Shema, the bluish or dark blackish color. Why? Because he has a incessant, uninterrupted loving sentiment towards Srimati Radharani, towards his devotees. Because he has tremendous passion for this love. You know, in a fire, Jiva Goswami Pad says, when fire is very high intense, what is the color? Blue. When it is less intense, it's like a little yellowish, orangish, reddish, like that. So Brahman is white, means very little happiness. The real happiness is the blue color of Krishna. Highest density, concentrated form. Because he is eternally endowed by himself. Who made himself? Himself. With that color, is the color of his incessant love for his devotee. That's all. Because he loves his devotee so much. That's why he's eternally blue. So this is very interesting. I'll give you a little story and then I'll end it because it's like, there's never end actually. One time, Lord Krishna woke up in the morning and that day by Jogamaya's arrangement, he woke up a little early. And he's looking, why my mother is not here to wake me up? They have generally music, but there's a time, there's a music. Sometimes coward boys comes, they also wake him up. Of course, there are four types of coward boys, act in 4 types. One type of coward boy, same age, they will jump on him. Come on, you sleeping too long. We already up here, look at. Of course, that's not how you wake up a child, but hey, Krishna accepted his friend to wake him up like that. I guess that's what it is. That makes him happy and they are happy. So one day he woke up early and he's looking, his mother is not here, nobody is here. So he started stepping down the stairs and he looked through the window. He sees all the boys under the tree outside waiting. He's thinking they must be waiting for me. And they're laughing and giggling. So Krishna is thinking, what is this? I'm not even there while they're laughing and giggling. I must speak. So he looked at through the window and all the boys are pointing. Here he is. Here he is. And Krishna says, what happened? Madhumangal came out. He said, I can speak on behalf of all my friends. You know, we are laughing. You never know the truth, but the real truth of you was revealed to us today. Krishna says, what? The truth about me? About what about me? Well, just to let you know, I don't know how you'll take it. I mean, we'll support you, we love you, we'll comfort you, but don't feel depressed. Krishna says, what? About what? He said, well, just to let you know, Mother Yashoda is not really your mother. I hope you don't start crying. Nanda Maharaj and Mother Yashoda, they are not really your parents. We just found out the truth. Krishna is like a serious look. He said, why are you talking to me like this? He said, well, you want to know the truth? He said, yeah. He said, Balaram knows the truth. He told us. Actually, when you are born, you are so black. Look at your parents. They are beautiful, different colors. And they didn't know what to do with the child. So they dumped you in under this big tree. See that big tree over there? Now what happened? Your parents didn't want you, so they dumped. And Nanda and Yashoda, they didn't have any child. And they are doing so much austerity for a child. They are walking by, they saw this you in that cave of that, under this tree. They pick you up. And Krishna started crying and crying, and because he loves Mother Yashoda and Nanda Baba. And all the boys ran away, and he says, oh, I'm so sorry, I'm so sorry. The boys, they just wonder like, what will happen now? So then, as Krishna's looking around, Mother Yashoda found out, oh, you are up. And Krishna is like hiding, not coming in front. Said, my Lala, my son, come here. Said, no, 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 you are not my mother. What? What did you just say? You are not my mother. It's all right. It's all right. I understand. I understood the truth. Let me go. And Mother Yashoda started crying. My child, who has spoiled you this nonsense talk? And she started crying, and all the maidservants, thousands of maidservants, they finally caught him, and Mother Yashoda grabbed him and said, where in the world you come up with this? Who ever told you all this rubbish? False. Then Krishna could not even speak. He was like a little baby crying, like so much crying, because he loves Mother Yashoda. But his love was challenged today. Then Mother Yashoda calmed him down for a long time, gave him breast milk. Then slowly, in between the breast milk drinking, he comes out from under her blouse and talk few words. He said, the coward boy Madhumangal. Oh no. Madhumangal has no idea. He was not even there when you are born. How can he knows? Why you believe him? I'm going to call. She immediately called the maidservant. Call Madhumangal. Then Krishna come out from underneath the breast milk blouse. He said, brother Bolai, means Balaram said, oh my God, it's impossible. Balaram was not there either. Call Rohini Maya. So like there was a big assembly meeting. How they come back with this idea? Then finally Krishna started crying and crying. Seeing this, Balaram could not resist. Then Balaram started crying and crying. Now I'm laughing because it's such a wonderful story how his affection for the parents and the children becomes so strong that when Balaram started crying and crying and crying, then finally Balaram come to Krishna. He said, I'm so sorry. I just made it up. Please forgive me. And Krishna looked at him and both cried, and then they gave a hug. They're just baby, they gave a hug. Of course, they're Supreme Lord. And they pacified each other. Then everybody became happy. And they had a big party. Krishna is the son of Yashoda and Nanda. So if you say on the birthday, Krishna is the son of Yashoda and Nanda, that will please Krishna, Balaram, Yashoda and Nanda, and all Brajavashi. So please say it on the appearance day. Lord Krishna is the son of Nanda and Yashoda. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Gaur Pramanande Hari Hari. Okay, Prabhus and mothers, I will end here. If anybody has any takeaway, you can say one or two words and then we can close here.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Mother Devani.
Yeah, I was intrigued when you said that Vipralamba is like a natural
Innate nature.
state, of the soul.
Yes.
Yeah, I thought it was an interesting way in which you put it. I mean, I realized that there's a subtle difference between like what you said and the conception that I've been carrying. That I realized that Vipralamba as a soul, it is a potential for us to experience, But somehow by saying it's like an innate state, I don't know, somehow I just felt a little differently. I think when you were saying it, it's more like when you say it's an innate state of the soul, are you also saying that that's the condition in which the soul is all the time? But that's not true, right?
Soul is always in love with Krishna.
Yeah.
And
But
when we say
Vipralamba,
love means two facets, not one. Two facets. Love also cannot be by one. Has to be two person.
mhm,
So love has a two facets means there is a separation and there is a union.
mhm,
It's like a two sides of the same coin. You cannot take away. Because Krishna's beauty is unparalleled. Krishna's loveliness is, there is no measurement. So there will be always seeking more and more and more. It's like it never ends. It's not that you are not satisfied. You are 100% satisfied. But 100% satisfied has another room to go, another place to go. It's like it never ends. This is eternally will go on.
mhm,
So separation in the union, even when you are with Krishna, you'll feel like, I really love him. You feel like to hug him. You feel like to be with him all the time. So separation creates by the Yoga Maya to increase that union tasty more. It is good. It's all good. But materially is difficult to explain. Because here we see people, when they feel separation, they come to depression. And depression can lead to suicidal. It's horrible. I mean, people kill. People kill. I see. People kill, when boyfriend or girlfriend separate or something happened, or some rumor that he's with other girl or she's with other boy, they kill. I mean, this kind of really is disappointment. It's very depressing. So Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur gave a few pages explanation that yes, it is a reflection in this world. It's terrible, but its origin is the highest happiness. Krishna also feels that. Radharani also feels that. I'm sure you heard that Vipralambe Viprachitti. There is a 4 division of Mahabharata. In other words, 4 aspect of Mahabharata. One is Vipralambe Vispurti. Vipralambe Vispurti means Radha and Krishna are together sitting in a swing. All of a sudden, Radharani thought of Krishna's another form, even though she's sitting next to him. And that form is not gone, it just appeared, and then Radharani started crying, "Oh, I miss you so much." Then Krishna wondered, why? I'm with her. What she's missing about me? So this is like a, you may say, it sounds like a crazy world. Yeah, it is a ecstasy crazy in spiritual world. It's like unlimited happiness, unlimited happiness. So thank you. That's it.
I'm thinking of 2 terms, prema vaititya and prema, is it prema vaivarta? One of them is where Radharani is with him, yet she's feeling separation. Which term is that?
Prema Boichitta.
Yeah, vaititya. And then is it prema vaivarta? Am I getting it right?
Prema Vivarta is difference. Mahabhav Mahaprakash, one day we'll explain these 16 stages. This is the last stage where the Mahabhav has a 4 aspect, and this is one of them. It's very sweet, but these are like very deep. Maybe I'll try to make a PPP, PowerPoint presentation will be quicker, easier. Actually, I might have, I'm not sure. We used to study
this, as you said, the love and union and union and separation is 2 sides of the same coin of love.
Yes.
But I mean, even though they're 2, both have to be there for us to experience love. So does that mean that any liberated or any self-realized soul is experiencing both at the same time?
No, it is only for the Brajavasi predominating. And then it goes down as you come down to Vaikuntha. That separation feeling almost not there.
Okay, yeah, but okay, so for the Brajavasis, are you saying that they're simultaneously experiencing union and separation?
Sure.
Okay.
Sure.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Okay. Thank you.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Panchakalpataru Vishya Kripa Sindhu Vaivacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo